ruthless and so strong. And underneath her waters lay many a rouster bones. To make it past Kentucky would sure put a mind at rest. And to see another sunrise, you consider yourself blessed. Mine to drop a load of beans. I traded for a ton of coal to feed our steam machine. The stage is up and loaded down, we're headed out again. I never thought it'd be the last time we'd ever see dry land. In the pale light of the moon, when hell broke loose and opened up its gates in the boiler room, laying claim to everything, not a single life was spared. I heard Frankie Taylor cry as he drew his last breath there. Some never see tomorrow, some make it back to dawn. Ain't nothing left but a sunken hole on a point called Highland Rock. Sleeping beneath the water, but she don't sleep alone. The Pacific's in the boneyard and the river rages on. And the river rages on. And the river rages on. Taylor, two young'uns full of dreams. Pacific steamer headed south on the path of the New Orleans. 18 years behind us with a lifetime still ahead. On a bad stretch of the river, getting good at cheating dead. The Ohio is mighty, she's ruthless and so strong. And underneath her waters lay many a rouster bones. To make it past Kentucky would sure put a mind at rest. And to see another sunrise, you consider yourself blessed.
Cherrville Post 100.
Baseball University as a Blue Ridge welcomes you to the American Legion streaming series presented by To the Brim Refill Store. We're live from Farley Field in Cherryville, North Carolina for a North Carolina American Legion Area 4 matchup between Asheville Post 70 and Cherryville Post 100.
John L. Buck Fraley Field. This place is legendary. Holy moly. So we're a little late getting to the stream today. We apologize, but man, did you join us for a good one. I guess let's go ahead and jump into the advertisement for the refill store.
Playing state base, number 13, Reagan Smith.
Let's see here, guys. All right.
There you go.
And batting ninth, playing right field, number 1, Hayden Gilliard.
Ah, there we go. All right. Well, Baseball University, you know, we love the mountains, we love nature. We're always looking for ways to live earth-friendly lifestyle, so that's why we use To The Brim Refill Store. If you're looking for natural, sustainably sourced products that are great for your home and friendly to the earth, check out To The Brim Refill Store at 117 Sweeten Creek Road, Suite 16 in Asheville, North Carolina. We're going to jump right into it here. Again, we want to thank To The Brim Refill. You can go find them at tothe-brimrefill.com, but we're going to hop right into the pregame show brought to you by Ion Outdoors. Summer's right around the corner, so now's the time to make your dreams of a pool, patio, porch, pergola, outdoor fireplace, grill space, hardscaping, or just about anything else you could dream up for your backyard come true. IonOutdoors.com. Check them out. Check out the website to learn more. Mention this ad and receive a $500 off any project. Again, IonOutdoors.com. Well, we're probably going to be getting into our national anthem here soon. As they're lining up both teams on the first and third base side. So we'll talk to you a little bit about our sponsors here in a minute. Good pitching matchup tonight. Jack Wooderman from state champion North Lincoln, 25, who's uncommitted, going against Micah Simpson, who's newly uncommitted again. So two great 2025 state champions facing off against each other tonight. So we're going to go ahead and let them go over the code of sportsmanship for the national anthem.
I will be faithful with my teammates. I will keep my temper. I will keep myself fit. I will keep a stout heart in defeat. I will keep my pride under in victory. I will keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. If everyone would please rise, gentlemen, please remove your caps with tonight's invocation. Let us pray. Father in heaven, we ask your blessing on this game tonight. Let this game be played in a manner which is pleasing to you. We ask you, Father, to bless each of us, especially the players, coaches, umpires, and parents. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us to be aware of his presence in our world today. Amen. If you would, please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem. Let's play ball. Tonight's umpires behind the plate, Mark Champion. On the bases, John Swoboda.
Well, this is small town baseball at its best here. It looks like the whole town of Cherryville is really built around the baseball field, baseball complex here. I almost feel, I mean, I know it's a turf field, but it almost feels like you're stepping back in time, you know, very nostalgic. This is probably what small town baseball felt like back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. You know, a lot of people coming in through the The gates there in the beginning, older folks, coming to watch a baseball game. This is probably their major league, But two really solid teams here, 10-1, 8-1 in conference is post 70. And what are we at right now for Cherryville? They're 13-5, and that's 8-3 in conference.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a home team lineup tonight again.
Well, I was going to say
Second game
it's our home team post 70, but it's our away team lineup. But our home team post 70 lineup sponsor is Shin Building Company. Again, the home team lineup is brought to you by, sorry, repeating myself here, but Shin Building Company. And if you're looking to build your dream custom home, deck, or patio, you got to call Shin Building Company today. Shin always says a person's character directly determines the quality of their work. And we got some great character running up and down the lineup here for Coach Decker this evening. Leading off, center fielder is going to be JoJo Brown, the Anderson commit. Batting second, Colt 45 Nelson playing left field. Evan Connor behind the plate doing the catching. He's the Gaston commit. Caden Davidson playing third base tonight. He's the Gaston commit as well, so back-to-back Gaston commits. Micah Simpson on the bump, trying to show off a little bit today, fresh back on the market, trying to get in front of some coaches. Carson Wallace playing shortstop behind him in the 6 hole. Luke Nesbitt playing first base in the 7 spot. Reagan Smith been doing a great job at the cornerstone, playing second base again this evening. And Hayes Hillier going to be in right field. Again, Micah Simpson on the bump. He's a state champion. So two good lefties, Jack Wooderman and Micah Simpson facing off. Oh, yeah. You like this? What's that? Well, what happened last night? Doubleheader sweep, 8-6 the first game, 8-0. So I'm getting the inside information from Colt Nelson's mother here. We were not at the game last night, so we missed the doubleheader. Again, 8-6 behind. Was it Luke Nesbitt and Brady Nix in the first game? Or no, it's Brady Nix in the first game, and I think Luke and Brady Ray in the second game. Well, here comes our first pitch. Again, first pitch brought to you by Builder's First Source. And we'll see what we got here. Wooderman delivers. Swing and a ground ball to second base. And that's a quick out here for Cherryville. So that first pitch brought to you by Builder's First Source, Brevard. At the heart of every construction project is quality, reliability, and expertise. Builder's First Source delivers just that. And thanks for delivering that first pitch. Woo! So again, sorry we ran a little behind today. Got to the stadium a little late. First time setting up on the field. So all the way up to game time, we're pretty much working here. So Colton Nelson up here swings at the first pitch. So 2 pitches, 2 strikes. 1 out already recorded for Wooderman. Say Jack was part of that North Lincoln Knights State Championship 3A team. I think the word on him is that he was coming back from an injury in junior season, so still uncommitted. If he's looking to play at the next level, he's plenty good too. Been hearing great things. So any coaches tuning in tonight, you got two solid left-handed pitchers available in the recruiting market this evening. And Nelson gets jammed. It's going to be backhanded there by the second baseman. Throws to first. It is wide. Cannot make the tag. What do you think? Backhand, single? Give him the infield single?
No.
Say E on the throw?
It's an E4.
E4 is what Hunter says.
On
for
turf, definitely an E4. Get over there.
Oh, yes. It's turf, right?
It's turf. That was one
It's
of the
turf.
keys to the game this past year when we went up to, Mitchell, I think? It's turf.
That was Preston Henson, also a state champion, plays for East Rutherford on that backhand play. So made an out and then sails the throw. So it's Rollins and Henson in the middle, Sigmund at third, and Eli Black uncommitted 26 at first base. That throw is wide. Nelson up. He's going to motor on to second, and that is all he's going to get. It's Eli Webb, also of East Rutherford, doing the catching tonight. Wooderman, that's a hard one to spell. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. All right, so quick little mound visit here by Webb and Wooderman.
Be a good time to mention our
some of our sponsors tonight. Yep. So throughout the game, you'll hear a little bit about our sponsor. Every time there's an extra base hit, you're going to hear about Rounders Hat Company, proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball. Visit roundershatcompany.com to check out the selection and customize your order today. Change in the snapback hat game, one rounder at a time. BH Grannon Glove Works. So anytime you see a highlight Gold Glove play, it's going to be brought to you by BH Grannon Landscaping. Mountain grown, locally known, celebrating 20 years of service in Asheville and Western North Carolina. What do you think's going on out here? Well, it's a good time to mention our mound visit sponsor. It's Jackson Medical Associates. So again, proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball. From checkups to specialized treatments, Jackson Medical Associates offers a healthcare experience centered on comfort and trust. And I don't know what the comfort of our pitcher is out here. So say no. Do we have a manager out there or a coach out there?
I don't know. What are we doing?
So we got a little delay. Anyway, our call to strike three sponsor is Burlette Painting, painting the corners with Burlette. Their goal is to exceed the expectations of their clients and allow their buildings to show their best. Whether painting your interior or exterior or pressure washing your home or deck, all Burlette painting craftsmen are experienced painters trained in advanced application techniques, technical expertise, and rigorous safety programs. And lastly, our stolen base sponsor is going to be Carolina Pack and Go. So proudly committed to providing the best quality moving services to residents of Hendersonville and Western North Carolina. Their team of professional movers are equipped and highly trained in order to transport your belongings from one location to the next in a timely manner. So let's get started. Contact Carolina Pack and Go for top-notch moving services. So again, that'll be our in-game sponsors that you'll hear about.
I think it's cold. Just saw Ms. Nelson walk down there to the dugout. Might have overheated after that past first baseman going down to second, because I just noticed looking down, there's no runner out there. So
hopefully Colt's all right. Say Colt reached on the E4, went to second on the pickoff attempt there, the E1. Game time temperature today was 88, so got to stay hydrated. I'll be honest, I don't feel hydrated enough. I'm going to probably steal one of those propels from you here in a minute. Currently 87 degrees. So it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner here, Tay Trantham, putting on the oven mitt. Looks like he's going to head on out to second base, so hopefully Colt Nelson's doing okay. Again, last night, a doubleheader for Asheville versus Hickory. I believe they're at Hickory. So these boys, it's 3 games in 2 days, and they got one. I think it's the last game of the week for them. No game tomorrow, right? I don't think they're on the road. So 8-6 and 7-0.
Cherryville won 12-2-5 yesterday, hosting Burke.
So 10-run rule, short game.
Cherryville won Thursday night. Oh, no. Excuse me. The Gaston Braves won Thursday night.
So Evan Connor. Evan's been hot. Again, I'm not sure what his box lines were yesterday, but after that Rutherford game, he's batting like 900. And there's another base hit through the 5-high. Tate Trantham going to put the brakes on at third. Throw comes in. It's going to be cut off there by the third baseman, Sigmund. So first and third situation here early for the Cardinals. Again, beautiful field here. It looks like I think this is the first year playing on the turf. Also the home field of the Cherryville High School Ironmen. Had a great run in the 1A playoffs this year. I want to say 4th round. They didn't make the quarterfinals, I don't believe. So Caden Davison had 2 home runs in the second game of the doubleheader. I believe he was 4 for 5 on the day yesterday, if I read that box line right. Go back through it. Say Cardinals in the all black today. Oof, that's going to be rough, especially on the turf. Turf usually radiates the heat a little bit more. Takes a ball inside. Good take. Say Coach Will Lindsay looks like he's still absent, still recovering from state games. Again, state games, Region 8, great job. They made it to the gold medal game. So they lost by 1 run, I think, in the finals yesterday to Region 6, which is Charlotte area powerhouse. So Good mountain baseball, Region 8. Heading out.
Yes, so.
Okay, so it looks like Colt's mom just said goodbye. Hopefully Colt's okay. I think they're probably going to take him, hopefully just home.
Yeah.
Not to the hospital, just getting rehydrated. There's a good pitch by Wooderman. Looks like you got Davison leaning a little bit there. Takes the inside strike. Chat, let us know how the audio's doing. Sounds like it worked a lot better last game than it did versus Wilkes. There's strike 3 looking. So Wooderman ties up Caden Davidson looking. And that third strike 3 called strike. Tongue-tied there. That called third strike is brought to you by Burlette Painting. And painting the corners with Burlette for all your residential, commercial, power washing needs. Nice little left-on-left matchup here. Simpson versus Wooderman. Pick-off attempt goes wide. Pavone, who's running for Connor, is going to head to second. And Tay Trantham easily going to scamper in for the first run of the game. So 2 errant throws by Wooderman in this inning, allowing advancement.
Somebody not informed Jack, that can't be done. Son.
And with 2 outs here, Asheville on the board. Another one out there with Pavone. That's Rollins behind him, hold him close. That ball is going to go to the backstop. Bounces off, but not enough time for Webb to make a throw. So Pavone's going to head into third on the wild pitch. So you got the scoreboard out there. Looks like it keeps track of the miles per hour, so that's interesting. 79 on that pitch. So they got a radar gun up there. Hopefully we ain't got experience any latency issues on the cameras. We'll see. Battling, I think, radar and radio today.
Looking good so far.
Yeah. So not speaking too soon, I guess. So 1-1 count. Nice. Oh, gives him the call in the outside corner. So 1-2 count here to Simpson. It's a beautiful field. Got the turf in the infield. It's grass still in the outfield. Swing, ground ball pounded into the turf foul. So you got the hitting cages down here on the left field line. Nice looking bullpens. They look turfed as well. Love the brick. I wonder how long these brick dugouts have been here. So I have to look back into the history of Fraley Field here if you hop on Google. Do a little deep dive in. We're going to do that 1-2 pitch yet again. There's a drive up the middle. Great piece of hitting by Simpson. Stays in there on the lefty. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Buries his nose down into the barrel and hits the single right up the middle for the base hit RBI. So 2 runs in here for post 70. Still a lot of ball game left here. I know post 100 was really looking forward to this rematch. First game 8-1 at home. First matchup between these two is 8-1 at home, I believe, and both teams were without some of their state champions. So 2 complete rosters now. This is going to be a battle tonight. So running for Simpson at first is going to be Eli Shin. Again, Eli, West Henderson grad in 24, part of that 23 state championship team, was down with the Yetis of Cleveland this past year. Carson Walsh, your shortstop this evening. Wooderman delivers. Ball low, good take. So 2-0 count. It's a good chance for Carson Walsh to look for something to drive here. Ooh, takes a strike down the chute. 2-1. Nice pretty little drive down to Cherryville today. Takes us down through Shelby up into Waco, North Carolina, before heading into Cherryville. Ball outside. Wallace takes another ball, so not missing by much, but these are balls. It's ball 4. Everybody's going to move up 1 there, so first and second. It's going to bring Luke Nesbitt to the plate. Reagan Smith on deck now. Nesbitt, your first baseman this evening, also going to be a Yeti next year. Pitched yesterday, said he was kind of an opener role in that second game of the doubleheader. Nesbitt was on cruise control, and we saw him versus the Wilkes Post a week or so back. Struck out the first 9 or 10 to start that game. So, got decent speed out on the bases, and Wallace and Shin. Single should be able to score Shin from second. There's another ground ball in the middle. Henson makes the play. Easy toss over to Rollins. That is the fielder's choice out to end the inning. So 4-6 is the put out. Coming up here in the bottom of the first, it'll be Nate Rollins, Preston Henson, and Evan Matisse. Oh boy, here we go. Micah Simpson on the bump. Micah, really enjoyed watching him pitch the last 3-4 years. Been a state champion 3 times. Captain clutch on the offensive side. He's had so many big hits. And on the mound, he's one of those guys as a pitching guy. Like, I love to watch him throw. Just seems to be in control. Has a unique offering. Stays closed, almost like a left-handed Hideo Nomo of some sorts. And I've never seen any TrackMan data, but I'd have to suspect a low and wide release point that's tough for both lefties and righties to really pick up out of the hand. And he's a guy that's going to be low 8s. I've usually had Micah 82 to 84 in the past, but I know this may sound strange, but it is D1 stuff. I can see him competing in the mid 8s at the D1 level because of the offerings. And if he can get his velos up in the high 8s, low 9s, I mean, he could be absolutely devastating. But for a high school career, you couldn't ask for a better journey. That TC Robertson team, fresh off of their 3rd straight championship. Caden recently decommitted and is back on the recruiting market. And I know I talked to him the other day before the game, and he said he's very open to both JUCO and, hoping to find a good 4-year opportunity because he is a good academic-minded kid. He's going to be good in the classroom. So tonight's a good test for him. Again, up and down this lineup, you have plenty of talent. Leading off here is going to be Nate Rollins. Nate's one of those talents, just graduated from Lincoln Charter. He's heading off to Bluefield State. Big Blue.
Big Blue.
It's going to be playing for Coach Considine.
Isn't Bryce Bradley going to Bluefield State?
Yes, Bryson Bradley, who went to New River, and now he's finished. I think this is his 2nd year at New River. I think he's going to Bluefield State next season.
Saw him at camp this week.
Maybe it is. Yeah, I think he is. This was his 2nd season. So, yeah, Bluefield State next year for Bryson Bradley. Drew Cheek, Logan Oliver, Carson Allison. There's been a lot of Bluefield State names. Brody Burgess was another one. So Bluefield State not terribly far from Charlotte, about 2-hour drive. So Nate Rollins sends one over to the roof in the hitting shed down there. So Micah Simpson here in a 1-2 count. Delivers to Rollins. Swing and a pop fly into right field. Looks like Hayes Hillier settling under it. Makes the catch for out number 1.
Hayes Hillier catching right field for first out of the inning.
So Hayes Hillier graduating from Asheville. It's got to be fun for these kids where Micah Simpson and Micah Simpson of TC, Hayes of Asheville, we saw them facing off a couple weeks back, fighting for conference. And then that's what's beautiful about Legion baseball. It gives these guys a chance to share the field together as opposed to being opponents. Nice pickup by Wallace. Throws across to Nesbitt. That's a quick 6-3 of Henson there. We do like Preston Henson. I know it was a quick AB, but it's a name we'll be talking about. Big fan of Henson. I believe he made state games this year. He's part of that East Rutherford state championship team, playing shortstop for Drew Reynolds. Here's one of Hunter's favorite, as we like to call Evan Mateel, left-handed Evan Gatus. No batting gloves, has that very simple, somewhat kind of stoic stance to him. A good ball player heading off to Francis Marion next year to play his college baseball. So another solid left-on-left
The
matchup.
Swamp Fox.
What's that?
You didn't know that?
Francis Marion Swamp Foxes, yeah.
He's the Swamp Fox.
He is the Swamp Fox. I know that.
Yeah.
He used to coach the Marion Swamp Foxes. Guerrilla warfare back in the Revolutionary times. Yeah, Revolutionary War.
Him and old Wade Hampton.
Man, that sun can't go down fast enough. That is a heater down here. That's why we don't go down the mountain if we don't have to. Oh, nice location from Simpson. Runs it up on the hands. That is a very, and again, think about that slot. Think about that low slot he delivers from, be able to put it right up on the hands like that. It's an excellent pitch. 1, 2, 3 inning for Simpson. It'll be Reagan, Smith, Hayes Hillier, and JoJo Jordan Brown.
Well, if you're watching this, stay connected to Baseball University across all the platforms. Like and subscribe right now on YouTube. It's right in front of you. You're watching on YouTube. Go hit that big red subscribe button, will you please? And like the video. It would really help us out. www.youtube.com/@BBUniversityWNC. Also, like us on Facebook, Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. And follow us on X and Instagram @BBUniversityWNC. And check out everything on the website, from the list of commitments to future prospect filming dates and all kinds of highlight films and everything else that Ryan has up there.
Oh, we got so many.
www.baseballu.org.
We got so many films to put up this week. So all the 26 and 27 films from the June 4th prospect filming are up on the YouTube. Just finishing up the 328 films. We got Henry Tatero. I got to finish up at Christ School. Landry Webb, shortstop from Tuscola, and Abram Granning, left-handed pitcher from Christ School as well. So I don't invite a lot of 28s, but it's a good group, and we're finishing theirs up probably tomorrow. And then finally able to get away from that screen a little bit. But then I got to go back through and put them all up on Twitter. Oh, it's crazy. I will say, though, you kids, when you get your videos done with me, Twitter ain't going to get you recruited. Like, it's a nice compliment, but you got to send that stuff out directly. Start sending out emails, texts, phone calls. Just getting answers from some of these schools, because recruiting is going to be goofy this year. That's why we like Legion right now, because we think it's a higher level of competition with the older players. It feels more like that high school, college, community baseball, meaningful baseball. It's a good place for some of these guys to test themselves, whether they're uncommitted JUCO guys or, hey, even if they're playing for a 4-year, you just never know how things are going to go in this market. So Reagan Smith coming off his freshman year at Milligan. He was a buff, playing for Coach Barnett up there. Did well, got over 20 games. It's not easy for a freshman at the NAIA level to crack the lineup. So good job with Reagan. He's been really impressive this spring, and sends one into right field here for a single to lead off the second inning. We hope Colton Nelson's doing okay. I know he had to leave in the first inning there and was replaced in the lineup by Tate Trantham, so we'll give you any updates on Colt here once we get him. Takes a spinner for strike one. Another pickoff attempt here by Waterman.
Funny thing about these fields is it seems they're all oriented in the due north fashion, where in this part late in the year, May, June, Crest is the same way, Cherryville is this way. So we got a ground ball into the 3-4 hole. Great play right there, but he beats it out.
So that was Preston Henson. Wonderful play. And, you know, that's some good glove work. We'll mention B.H. Grant on that, because if that gets through, then Reagan Smith is on third base. So Preston Henson lays out, keeps it a single. Henson is one of the best middle infield prospects in the Western North Carolina Region 8 area. So any coaches starting to get on their 26s. Henson is definitely one to keep an eye on. Again, playing second base tonight for Post 100.
Yeah, BH Granning, locally known and mountain grown, or mountain known and locally grown, as we got a pass ball here.
That's probably go to the wild pitch variety down in the turf. So everybody moves up one. So Jordan Brown having a really good summer so far. Lots of stolen bases. Team leader in stolen bases. He's been doing a great job out of that leadoff spot most of the year. Attacks the ball early. Baltimore chop right back here to Waterman. It's going to get one in here. Oh, it throws it wide. So Black has to come off the bag to field it. So it's going to be an RBI because it was just chopped so high in the air, but it's definitely an E1 on the play. Smith scores. Hayes up to third. And I'm thinking all three of these runs might be unearned here to start. So Waterman not pitching terribly, but it's the defense. He's hurting himself. That's his third error of the game on the bump. So Tay Trantham into the game now, hitting for Colt Nelson. Colt finishes his day 0 for 1, Tay scored the run after pinch running for him. It was the E4 he reached. That ball is in and out of the glove of Webb. That's going to allow Hilliard to score, and that one is a pass ball. Cherryville crowd getting on the boys a little bit here. I want to see him shore up that defense some. So JoJo Brown up to second base. 2 runs in, nobody out. Tay fresh off of his Region 8 Body Armor State Games appearance. Another one of the top 26 middle infield prospects out of Region 8. Him and Henson could be spoken about in the same sentence. You hear any whispers on Colt and why he had to go?
Yeah, I was hearing someone talk on the phone about it. It's like, I recognize that voice. In there.
Oh!
Wow.
Well, Hunter's going to watch the replay. JoJo Brown caught stealing at third base, but I think he was safe. Was getting ready to hop into a Carolina Pack and Go advertisement spot, but he did kind of bounce on the turf a little bit, so it wasn't the smoothest slide in. May gave the impression that the tag got down in time, but I thought his hand was in there. There's a strike to Trantham on the outside corner. Good spot up by Jack Waterman.
Ooh, I think he's in there. Yeah.
Foul tip back into the net there by Tay Trantham. So it counts full. 1 out. Nobody on. Excuse me. Yeah, nobody on after JoJo Brown throwing out third. So chance for Waterman to get back in that wind up a little bit, try to find some consistency. Finds that right there. Strike 3 swinging to Tay Trantham. 2 outs.
Second out. Number 12, catcher, Evan Connor.
Connor 1 for 1, had the single through the 5 there in the first inning. Again, I don't have updated stats in front of me, but going into the Rutherford game the other day, he was batting like 876 or something. Went 3 for 3. And then I didn't see the batting lines. I think he was 1 for 3 in game 2 yesterday. I don't know if he played in game 1. They might have given him a break. So 2 down here. Waterman trying to keep it at 4. Swing, pop fly. That's going to scoot just foul down the right field line. We were commenting earlier when we got here, these dugouts are down the line a bit, a little further away from home plate than what you typically see in the high school fields. A lot of foul territory. I say foul territory around the bases, not so much on the lines where the bullpens go in. I'll tell you what I do like about this field is still got the dirt mound. Swing and a drive. That ball is hooking, foul, off the wall. So 320 down that left field line, same on the right field, 380 to straightaway center.
It's a big high school park.
I'll say gaps shoot out pretty quick, so I'm going to guess 360, 355, maybe the gaps.
Looks like it's like partitioned out. It doesn't like constantly go. Don't see a lot of those anymore.
Ooh, good take by Connor. It's going to be a 1-2 count. So Connor does have a great eye. Takes a lot of base on balls. Not afraid to take a hit by pitch. Delivery. Oh, got him there. Went back inside. Connor knew it. Gave him a friendly nod. Yep. And sometimes you just get beat. So back-to-back strikeouts get Wooderman out of it. That one was called strike 3. So that's a Burlette painting called strike 3.
What's going on, man? I thought I heard your voice on the phone. How's it going? It's going good.
What's up? Kyle Decker in the house.
Yeah.
How you doing? We're doing good. Y'all don't know Kyle. Kyle is another one of Coach Decker's sons. When are you going to get in that dugout?
What's that?
So when are you going to get in that dugout?
As soon as old Chris Decker offers me a job.
Well, you're working on bigger things right now, right?
Yep.
Aren't you still in school working on a big degree?
Yeah, right now I am a physician assistant student at Presbyterian, where I played baseball and went to undergrad at. So finishing up that year and almost ready to get into the real world.
Well, what would you tell these boys? You know, we do a lot of college recruiting theme stuff. You know, you're a Division I baseball player.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of things. I know we talked about one time you're at bat against Kumar Rocker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you've seen some things. So give some perspective to these boys on the college scene. What should they be looking for when they're looking for a school?
I would say that in times like this during Legion, just have fun, because once college starts, and that's kind of where the real world starts in terms of baseball kind of turning towards a business, in terms of you can be the best player on your own high school team, but at the same time, once you get to a cumulative team like a Legion, who's just loaded with talent this year, there's really no room for failure in terms of if you're a good person, that can separate the difference between you and someone else. And it's the same in college. And, I feel like that's a good aspect on life in general. Being a good athlete, having fun while you do it, being a good person will get you very far in life. And as far as Kumar Rocker is concerned with Vanderbilt, I think he was overrated. That's just me. And I guess that just goes to show that, everyone is human. And, these people, while they are very good at what they do specifically, these people are human, and they put their pants on just like everybody else. So I would say that that's my message.
Well, I know Kumar's probably listening, so,
yeah, for
we'll
sure.
probably say
For
something in
sure.
the chat here soon.
Of course.
I'll give this man credit. I saw him hit a bomb out of Foley Field in person.
Yeah, I mean, that was just, I guess, me having
Carson
a 2-0
Wallace
count
throws it past
and,
Luke Nesbitt there.
Just sitting dead red fastball. So
Presbyterian's a nice little school, too. It's not like your typical big D1. What's the enrollment?
So the enrollment, you mean the enrollment rate?
Just like how many students are enrolled.
Oh, okay.
There.
So it's actually the smallest Division I school in the country. I think right now they're at about 1,100 students. But, coming from a bigger school like App State, which is where I came from, I would say that, it's just completely different in the terms of everyone knows everyone. And I would say that my time at Presbyterian really showed me what it means to be, becoming an adult, in terms of like everyone knowing everyone, taking on real responsibility of an adult. Because, if you mess up, which, a lot of people do in college, they're going to know about it. So I would say that.
Especially at Presbyterian with 1,100.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't hiding.
So, yeah, you're definitely held responsible for your actions, but at the same time, it's a great place to grow, meet new people from all over the world, and get a great baseball opportunity at the same time, which is what PC has.
I just think when people think of D1, they think of the big school, and sometimes there's kids with D1 talent that know they need to be in a smaller classroom,
Yeah.
make relationships, know everybody.
Small classrooms create big opportunities for students. I didn't realize that until I got there. You really have an intimate relationship with every one of your teachers. Like, they really care about you, which, it can be said about a lot of schools, but especially, I have to say, at least with Presbyterian, they really do care that, you're growing as a student and as a person.
And I'm not knocking the big schools, but, some of those big universities will have, there's a drive-by. That Dalton there, Talon Dalton must hauled in there. I think it's JoJo Brown out there. But like the big, like University of Maryland, like I'm from Maryland, that's like 40,000 people or something. And you'll never meet your professor. It'll be teachers' assistants the whole time.
Exactly.
You're never going to sit down and have like a face-to-face with a professor, really. So I think when a lot of these good, talented guys like out here, when they're thinking about their schools, like I wonder how much they think about those things, or if it's just baseball, But you got to think about what that small community and that college environment is really going to help you, like you said, translate into transition into an adult.
Mm-hmm.
We need adults.
Yeah, obviously, as a senior in high school, the main thing that I focused on was, what can give me the best opportunity for baseball. And, when these kids are this age, they don't really grasp the idea of what can set me up for the best opportunity past college. Because, best case scenario, you make it to Division I baseball, you get drafted, even you play in the major leagues until you're, say, 35, which is a really, really long
small
time.
percentage.
That's a very small percentage. Best case scenario. What are you going to do until you're 65?
Yep.
There's a big gap that people fail to realize, and it's the small things like building relationships with other people while you're in college that, a lot of guys nowadays tend to miss on. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to go to the big school with the best program. I encourage them to do that. I want them to go to the best school with the best education and best baseball that they can. But at the same time, that's just one of those things that you have to keep in mind, is opportunities for the future.
I know I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah, I honestly, I was guilty too.
It's part of it. There's a lot of good talent on this team this year. A lot of these boys, I think every single one of these boys is heading off to play somewhere, and we got 2 26s that are uncommitted that they'll be playing if they want to, And it is funny, like I get to know them at this age, but then you run into them like when they're your age and they're speaking like you are. It's more practical.
Yeah.
Gotta go out and get humbled in the real world. Runner takes off. Nice backhand by Davison. He says, "I'm not just a first baseman." Throws it over to his counterpart, Luke Nesbitt. And that is out number 2. Davison, you ever watch Davison take ground balls at a TC game or something?
Paying attention to that one.
He really backs off the base and like fields through it like he would be almost bringing his body towards like a, his momentum like through like a shortstop. I mean, he's never going to be a shortstop, but I could see him. I bet you he took a lot of ground balls at shortstop just to make sure his footwork was right, because he moves well out there. It's a good position for him over there too. I've never really seen him wind up and huck it, but I mean, he can definitely hit the ball a long way. So he's gonna be heading to Gaston College next year, along with Evan here, and maybe Micah Simpson. I don't know. Where is Micah Simpson gonna end up?
That's a very good question.
There's a very interesting turn of events here in the mountains this past week. I was joking with him before the Rutherford game. I was like, don't do that again without more of a heads up. My phone's been ringing off the dang hook. Everybody's calling me to try to figure out what's going on. I'm like,
Yeah, I actually had a brief conversation with Micah before the game, and, he is very keen on finding the right school, with the right coaches that will give him that opportunity to be a two-way player, because that's what he loves. He loves, shoving it on the mound, but at the same time, he likes hitting bombs.
He's Captain Clutch, man.
Yeah.
There's a nice little poke there by Williams, but an even better read by Brown. And 2 nice putouts by Brown in the inning. So had the E6, but pretty much a smooth inning there for Mr. Micah. Mr. Clutch, Captain Clutch. What you got for us, Hunter?
Got a little Patreon spot here. Want to help support Baseball University?
Yeah, Kyle,
of the
join the
Blue Ridge.
Patreon.
Visit our Patreon at patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC. The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of Western North Carolina baseball we can bring you, including the College Tour Series, the High School Scouting Streaming Series, our American Legion Streaming Series, weekly media content, highlight films, playoff projections, and more. Choose which tier is right for you. Patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC. I ain't seen you in a minute. It's been a while.
I know.
You're busy with school.
Yeah, I'm finishing up right now. I don't graduate till September, but I'll be in the Asheville area for a little while. I'll be at Mission Hospital.
I was about to ask, so you have to do like rotations, kind of like PT,
Yeah.
so like 2 or 3, or how's
Well,
that work?
so overall, I have 8.
Wow.
So I've done, let me run through them. Pediatrics, psychiatry, women's health, surgery. I just finished up in surgery. I've done the emergency room and family medicine. And so, yeah, I'll be finishing that up, and I'm about to start my elective rotation in cardiology pretty soon.
So what made you want to stay at home at Presbyterian instead of like looking somewhere else? Because like I'm kind of in that boat right now, asking a friend to a friend, where it's like finished undergrad, can't really figure it out. No one's hiring with a bachelor's degree. Should I go home? Should I stay and stay? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, so I've been very fortunate in that my mom has worked in the cardiology field her entire life, and naturally with that, growing up, you want to do what your mom or dad does. So the attraction towards cardiology has always, been at me in the sense. So, I feel like helping patients as a physician assistant will be the best use of, my personability skills as well as my general knowledge about the medical field. So.
Caden Davison up here for a second time. Struck out. A rare strikeout looking the last time. So we'll see what adjustments he makes against Waterman. Cardiology?
Yeah.
I'll say
so far, that's what I'm thinking.
I like those cardiologists. Oh, that's a big old sky. That one might go higher than it does go long here. Center fielder Matila makes the catch. I say my daughter had a heart surgery a couple years ago, and man, it's not just a. I was going to say, you can tell the doctors they got to do their job on the surgery side and all, but they also got to like manage everybody's feelings and emotions, because I asked a lot of questions,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it got heated, but like, you're asking all these questions, you want to know everything. So there's got to be those people skills, but we need good doctors, man. Definitely need good doctors.
That's half the battle is, people can be smart and know all these different facts, but at the end of the day, you're here to treat a person.
Yeah.
And so that's what we really try to focus on. So it can be tough at times, but at the same time, that's what we train for at the end of the day.
Yeah, we had a good doctor. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it was down at that, is it the Shriners Hospital there in Charlotte? Is it the Children's Hospital? Yep. They did a good job. Did a ground ball to Henson. Quick pick and a throw. 4-3 on the put out. Carson Allison coming up, walked his first time. So 4-0 here. Not a lot of earned runs. I want to say it's either 3 unearned or all of them unearned at this point. But either way, it's 4-0. Carson Wallace is going to be a catamount next year out of Irwin High School. Say first time to Cherryville. This is a beautiful field, man. This is a really pretty field.
I remember when I played here for Post 70. Back then, this field was still dirt, no turf in the infield.
I think they just put it in this year.
Yeah, it looked great.
We seen Mitchell's field earlier this year. We went up there. They're all turf. That's a beautiful field. I love
East
the
Rutherford.
dirt. Yep, East Rutherford. I love the dirt mound. I think that's key. I don't like the turf mounds. One delivery coming. Long look by Waterman. I might have to run up there and grab a bunch of soft drinks here in a minute, man. This is a hot one down here, down the mountain. It's getting hot this whole week. It gets up to like 94 up in the mountains. Probably means it's going to be like 104 down here. Swinging a drive by Wallace. Mateel took a step in, puts the brakes on, retreats a minute, and makes the catch. So 1-2-3 inning. 2 putouts by Mateel there. It's going to be Black Webb and Nate Rollins in the third.
Well, I want to thank our bat sponsor, Camwood Bats. They're located
I'll be right
in Haywood
back.
County,
I'm going to go grab
serving
that,
baseball and softball players.
Kyle Decker going to take over here. Chris Berman stuff.
Certain stuff.
Drink at all?
I'm good.
Good.
Camwood Bats. Yeah, we're teaching him. I showed him your Camwood Bats, serving baseball and softball players across the nation. Game bats, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more, all available for purchase at www.camwoodbats.com. And as part of our partnership with Camwood, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website. Yeah, I got a full Decker family affair here.
Yeah, I thought that you were going to let me read that sponsor.
Oh, well, here, you can talk, let's see what we got. We got an insurance one coming up in the fourth.
All right. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, big Decker family affair. I've been at camp with Ryan all week and been hanging out with your dad a lot.
Yeah.
So.
My brother and was it Jacob Raby, third base coach that was at the North Camp also. Yeah. So they're really invested in, investing back in the community. It's hard still being in the Western North Carolina area and, just having pride for where we came from in North Henderson High School to not at least try to give back. Both my brother and I really loved our time at North Henderson. So, although I'm not in the area enough to, give back as much as I wish I could, my brother is, which is really awesome.
Ball to play here. Roster for Black. Maybe you'll be better with this because I can't keep up with names.
I've never actually tried to keep up with names, where everyone's from, their stats. I got a lot of respect for the people who are really good at it, but that's why I'm sitting in the stands and the people are making the big bucks for that.
We got 0-2 here. Low. Over here in Cherryville off East 1st Street. Line drive, frozen rope to left, holds up for Tay Trantham. First out.
Catcher, number 27, Eli Webb.
Another Eli up. Webb, the catcher from East Rutherford, 26 grad. No commitment yet, but he'll definitely be on the radar after watching him play this year. Checks the swing, strike one. Yeah, isn't it awesome that 3 out of the 4 state champions came from west of Charlotte this year?
Yeah, there's really nothing like it. Honestly, from Western North Carolina, you don't really think of high-level baseball. But, that is the type of program that T.C. Robertson has built over the last couple of years. And, it's impressive. Even coming from a school that was in their conference our senior year, you love to see him do good.
What a catch there by JoJo Brown. You can't hit it past him in the gap. Too much speed for a second out of the inning.
Yeah, and I talked to Micah Simpson earlier today, and he is, like I said earlier, he's looking for a place that will truly offer him a good shot at a two-way position, but at the same time, he's really a well-rounded young man. He's very mature for his age. and he'll talk to you like he's an adult, which is something that at least I can respect.
He's been Mr. Clutch all year, that's for sure. We've been hearing about it, checking Twitter updates throughout the season wherever we're on games, and it's like, oh, he got 3 for 4 in this hit, or walk off here, or line drive here.
Yeah, and obviously he's at the high school level anyway. He's dominant on the mound. He's dominant at the plate. At the end of the day, his performance at the collegiate level will determine whether or not he is a pitcher or a hitter. But in the meantime, anyway, let him do both. I say let him try both.
One, 2 count to Webb. Another foul ball. Well, Kyle, appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate
Good
it.
to be here, man.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Thanks, man. Yeah, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too. That's Mr. Kyle Decker, a Presbyterian Blue Hose, North Harrison Knight. Good product of West North Carolina. Appreciate him jumping on, talking for a few innings. Haven't seen him in a while. One of my classmates, class of 2018. Carson plays that off the back foot, but cannot make the throw. I call that infield single.
I'm guessing Kyle wasn't keeping my book for me.
Oh, no.
All right, well, let's see what we got then.
I know.
All right, so Eli Black led off.
Yeah. Webb flew out to JoJo. I'll tell you what Black did here in a second.
Nate Rollins get on with the base hit or something here?
Nate Rollins was a single to short.
Oh, man, what a concession stand they got there. Nice little operation. Got the chili dogs and fried bologna. Sun drop, cheer wine, cherry sun drop, RC Cola.
I ain't seen that in a while. Black line drive to left. Webb line drive to center.
Tate Trantham caught it out there.
Yeah. What do we got?
Always got to keep that book up to date.
You can tell who's had a full year of experience with this and who hasn't with you. Because when you disappear, it's like, who? What are we talking about? Got any filler words here?
It's like that Major League, when Bob Ueckert drinks a little too much.
You've watched a little bit more baseball than Kyle and I have. Kyle and I have been just playing baseball so much. You've been like on the watching it.
Say pick attempt there by Simpson. Again, Preston Henson here. A big fan of Henson. East Rutherford shortstop, playing second tonight. It's been a big contributor for them the last couple seasons. I think he made Region 8 state games. Again, with the realignment next year, as Rutherford County teams are going to join a conference with more of the foothill guys, so not going to be associated with the mountains as much. Inside out swing here, but stays up for Hayes Hillier. Going to make the play out there in right field. So every single outfielder got an opportunity and made an out in that inning. Heading into the top of the fourth. It's 7, 8, 9 hitters. It's going to be Luke Nesbitt, Reagan, Smith, and Hayes Hillier.
Well, just talking about your filmings earlier. You're almost done with the 28s, and we got another opportunity.
Oh, you're talking about the
28s.
Caldwell one?
Caldwell coming up, which hopefully.
I talked to Coach Deaton the other day. We're either going to do it at Caldwell or we're going to do it at the Forest City Owls Stadium, McNair Field. Coach was saying that they're trying to make some improvements to the Caldwell facility. So I'm okay with going over to the Forest City Owls spot because they got TrackMan. But either way, August 16th is our next prospect filming. Hop on the YouTube channel. You can see all the work that we did the last couple weeks, pumping out the videos for the 28-plus players we saw. Again, some got 2 videos, the pitching and the position. It's a great tool. Actually got a text message from Reagan Smith's dad not too long ago on the phone, was saying, just mentioned that the video that we did back in, was it 22 or 23 with Reagan? Did a lot to help get him seen. Reagan really did a great job reading the college recruiting manual that we give the players, he was a DIY guy, like just really took all the information and did it himself. But his freshman year, he actually played in 39 games, started 38 of them at second base, was hitting in the mid threes. For most of the season, ended with a little bit of a slump, so finished off at 242, but that's a great freshman year for the young man. And we were glad to work with him when he was coming up. And again, I put all the glory on Reagan. He was the poster boy of the poster boy of the program back then, because I'd kind of teach the kids, like, I'm not going to do it for you. I'll teach you everything, and you got to run with it. And that kid really did a great job of just sponge with the information, reached out to the right schools, ended up at a great spot at Milligan. Luke Nesbitt had a fielder's choice that finished the first inning. Luke was our Poppy's Popcorn player of the game this past Wednesday. Saw him before the game, gave him his bag of popcorn because I forgot it on Wednesday. Didn't forget it today. It was good to see Kyle. It made me think, though, it's been a while since Coach King's had like a North Henderson get-together, because I think it was one of the last times I seen him was maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, we didn't have anything this past year, I think, with Cal Knox getting grown and going off to play these travel ball tournaments, whatever. Anytime he can get to spend with them is definitely more important than us. Not saying we're not important to him, because he talked very well on guys like Ryan and even Coach Raby just coming in. He mentioned how if you lived in this area, you'd definitely be one of us. So it's really a really good fraternity of guys that come out of North Henderson, and you're talking to a bunch of them every time you see them out.
2018 grad.
2018.
Oh, Reagan Smith flicks one. Just gonna get foul. Oh,
Starlink.
Say, Jojo Brown gotta be careful over there with that technical in play, out of play there, because that ball hit the turf, but it was on the inside of the dugout rail. It's a good chase there by Webb.
Yeah, Kyle was a little bit younger in the class of 17, so reclassed his 8th grade year and joined our class. So it was awesome to get to spend 4 years of high school with him, knowing him a little bit above us.
And there's some good uncommitted talent on this field tonight. So again, any schools that are checking in, both these pitchers throwing tonight, uncommitted, looking for a new home. Oh, 84 on the inside corner, calls him strike 3. You know what that means, Burlette painting. Paint the corners with Burlette. Again, for all your residential or commercial or power washing needs, go with Burlette painting. So 84 dotted up. She gotta like that. Yeah. Say Werdeman was a big part of that North Lincoln state championship team this year. Again, the other lefty, I think, is Carr, the Coastal Carolina commit. I know
he's not here tonight, actually.
Nope, he's probably at Coastal.
That'd be awesome.
Or in Omaha, maybe, watching.
If my future school was playing and it was a small D1, I'd be there.
Chanticleer.
That's something like you should experience as a baseball fan.
Swing and a miss.
They're down 1-0 to the LSU Tigers. Monster Milam single in the bottom of the first, and then nothing doing since. I think their top 3 Chanticleers are up. Got my Coastal hat on.
2-strike delivery here. Ooh, got him. Called strike 3. So again, Burlette Paint get a lot of love this inning. Remember, with Burlette Paint, they specialize in that residential paint, that commercial paint, and it's all throughout Hendersonville, Biltmore, Forest, and that Brevard region. So JoJo Brown, see if he can get something going here after a leadoff walk to Luke Nesbitt. It's been 2 straight K's looking, top of the lineup now. JoJo reached on an E1 in the second inning, but he chopped it so hard it did allow the run to score with less than 2 outs, so he did get an RBI. Another chopper, very reminiscent of the one in the second. Nice pickup, though, by Sigmund throws it across for out number 3.
70, no runs, no hits, no
So that's
errors.
Tucker Sigmund. It's part of that North Lincoln underclassmen group, 26 grad.
4-0.
Well, we're at that point in the middle of the fourth.
Oh,
Every run from now on for the Post 70 Cardinals is a Chad McMahon State Farm Insurance run. Want to tell us about Chad McMahon State Farm Insurance,
well, we're
Ryan?
big fan of Chad McMahon. I personally use them for my insurance, my auto. I think our home insurance too. Pretty sure. You know, that's why I trust Chad, because it's all boring. No one wants to deal with insurance. So Chad McMahon, he's there to help life go right. Right now, things are going really well for Post 70. Things went well for Chad's son this year too, Leighton McMahon. We worked with Leighton. Leighton ended up at Surrey Community College. They went up to the College World Series there in upstate New York for the JUCO D3. So very big baseball community, big baseball family in Western North Carolina. And it's really, I'll tell you, it's encapsulated within this Legion Post 70 team. Like, this is essentially the all-star team of what's come out of the mountains last year. So it's Mike Simpson coming out now for the 4th. Oh, man, I just realized that base hit by Nate Rollins there in the 3rd inning was the first hit of the game for Cherryville. So 1 hit allowed. The Orioles were getting no hit today by the Yankees in like the 6th or 7th inning, so I just said it out loud. I'm like, the Orioles are getting no hit, and then they did end up with 1 hit in the game. So.
Oh, I've done that so many times.
So I was able to test the baseball gods there.
Well, I guess we should have actually done that insurance run spot maybe in the middle of the 3rd and the 4th, because technically it's not.
We're in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
like Asheville already did their 4th inning hit, so
Chad McMahon got his time. We appreciate
everything's
you, Chad.
backwards
State
on
Farm
the
Insurance.
away games.
Again, they were a big advertiser for us, sponsor for us in the high school streaming series.
You gotta give him a better inning next time.
Evan Mateel up. Evan, an East Lincoln grad. I think he's the only East Lincoln grad on the team. Son of Chris Mateel. He's one of the coaches in the dugout over there. Yeah, it's a good group of coaches in that dugout too. It's again Bobby Reynolds, who's in his 37th year of coaching Legion. That's a strike 3. So 36 seasons he's done total. This is 37. 31 of those seasons with Post 100 and 5 of those seasons with Gastonia Post 23. Overall record, 901 and 420 through 36 years. That's a lot of baseball for Bobby Reynolds. Bobby also an assistant with East Rutherford, and his pitching coach is the head coach of East Rutherford, his son Drew. You also have A.J. Henley in his 16th season. Chris Mateel's first season. He's the head coach at East Lincoln, was a Concord grad. Brent Walls. Brent and A.J. both Wingate. It's where they played their baseball. Looks like Walls also at Western Carolina. So it's a good coaching staff in there. Again, we already know our Post 70 coaching staff, Coach Decker, son Coach Ryan Decker, Coach Raby, Coach Lindsay. I think Coach Lindsay's still absent after coaching state games this past week. So Sigmund flicks 1 foul. Sigmund, one of the top uncommitted underclassmen in this game. Again, a lot of talent. We think this is a great place for college coaches to recruit, is the Legion scene. Meaningful baseball. Baseball with a lot on the line. You're not stuck within an age bracket. It's one thing I don't like about travel ball. Everyone plays 15U, 16U, 17U. And Legion is just strictly, these are our best guys. I don't care what age they are. As long as they're 19 or younger. So 1-2 count here. Comes delivery from Simpson. Oh, goes the off. No, that was fastball. 82 on the gun. Didn't look firm there, though.
I wonder how they set that up with the stalker.
Swing, foul tip, into the glove. Looks like a changeup there. So back-to-back Ks. 3 Ks of the evening. So 2 Ks to start the fourth. These were Simpson's first Ks since the first inning. Ended the first with a K to Mateil's. 2 of the 3 Ks picked up tonight versus Mateil. That's going to bring Talon Dalton to the plate. Talon, part of that Cherryville class of 2026. Been part of the Cherryville Legion roster for a good bit, too, with 2 years on the junior team. Swing. It's under a little bit off the end of the barrel. It's going to stay up for Tay Trantham. So easy work there in the heart of the lineup for Micah Simpson. Gets the 3, 4, 5 hitters with a K, and a flyout. Well, heading into the top of the fifth, it's going to be Colton Nelson. Oh, excuse me, Tay Trantham, who had to enter for Colt. Evan Connor and Caden Davidson.
Well, stay connected to us across all the platforms. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Like us on Facebook, Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Follow us on X and Instagram at BB University WNC. And check out the website, www.baseballu.org. Appreciate your follows. Got a follow count? Or do you want to?
Nah.
And whatever. It's a lot.
I do want to thank our broadcast sponsor again, to the Brim refill store. We had rushed into the broadcast a little bit, but we could not be doing this broadcast without them. Again, to the Brim refill store, all about products that are good for you with sustainable, healthy ingredients. And I like the whole concept of the refill, where you go in, you buy the great product, but you bring your own bottles. So you're not always buying a new shampoo bottle, always buying new cleaning bottles. Just bring them back, fill them up, buy them in bulk. The concept's great. I think, again, it is wise to be earth friendly in that regard. Try to limit your waste. And the concept is great, but the product's great too. Get in there and see what they have. Again, located off of Sweeten Creek Road in Asheville. Again, to the Brim refill store. So Tay 0 for 1. Struck out in his first at bat in the second. So Werdeman's still in there delivering. So Belo's been pretty good for the lefty. I want to say I've seen an 84 popped up there. Shakes, gets his sign. Here comes his delivery. Goes to the curveball. 72, misses low. Say Werdeman's been pitching pretty well those 4 runs. Again, I don't have the game changer in front of me. I hate the math. I'm trying to figure out the earned runs or unearned runs, but I think from what I'm reading here, I think every run he gave up is unearned. He's only given up, let's see, 2 hits. Nah, 3, 4. 4 hits in the game. 3 walks. So he has allowed a few base runners. He's really been his own worst enemy is the 3 throwing errors from the pitching spot there. 2 on the pick and 1 on the ground ball by Brown. Swing by Trantham. Henson on the run. Nice little underhand flick to Black. It's out number 1. Henson's got good hands out there, but gets to play in a lot of turf too. East Rutherford, Cherryville. Pretty bouncy.
Turf, y'all.
So you don't get those beautiful bounces I got growing up in Western Maryland. These fields look like landmines have been going off.
I think I might have played maybe 2 football games on turf ever, and definitely no baseball games.
So I know you played a lot of baseball at Berkeley Park. That field looked a little rough for a minute.
We had, when we started the way, I don't remember how they did middle school ball before I was in middle school. But when I joined, it may have been Babe Ruth or whatever, but when I joined, it was like everyone came together and said, we want this to be about the high schools and about the middle school teams and whatever. So like we were still all with the kids we went to school with, but we had 2 Apple Valley teams. Rugby had 2 teams. Flat Rock had 2 teams. Hillsville had 1, and Veritas had 1. So actually my 7th grade year, when Kyle was at Veritas, he was playing in that league as well. And so we had to work day, all the teams came out, parents came out, fixed up Berkeley really well because that's where all our games were going to be. All the teams.
So ball 4 to Evan Connor. Looks like Jackson Pavone going to pinch run again for Evan. Oh, we got ourselves a mound visit. So you know what that means. This mound visit is brought to you by Jackson Medical Associates. Sometimes you got to go check on the well-being of your pitcher, just like you got to go to the doctors and check on the well-being of yourself. Jackson Medical Associates offers a healthcare experience centered on comfort and trust. There at Jackson Medical Associates, individuals and families have access to primary care, urgent care, pediatric services, and focused women's health and endocrinology support, all in the heart of Sylva, North Carolina. Their team prioritizes your peace of mind with care plans designed to address immediate concerns and support lasting wellness. Reach out to discover how Jackson Medical Associates can be a resource for your family's health at every stop.
Connor, first base, number 11, Jackson Pavone.
1 out base runner.
1 out for third base, number 20.
Caden Davidson up. Again, Caden playing third tonight. This looked pretty sharp over at the hot corner. A nice little backhand pick for an assist earlier in the game. Big game yesterday in the doubleheader. I want to say it was 4 for 5. Caden 0 for 2 in this one. Strikeout and a flyout. Say not much of a breeze. The flags are being pushed gently from right to left, but not enough to really affect the flight of the ball this evening. Pavone takes off. Webb cannot make the transfer, so it'll be a stolen base for Jackson Pavone. That stolen base is brought to you by Carolina Pack and Go. Sometimes you got to move, and you just got to pick it up and roll, just like Jackson Pavone did right there. So if you need to move quickly, get with Carolina Pack and Go. Drilled right through the wickets of Rollins at short. Excellent read by Caden Davidson to take the backside there. Hit it about 100 miles per hour. It's turf. Scoots under the glove. What's your call? E6 or you give him a base hit on that?
Did it touch the glove?
Let's look at the replay.
I don't know. I kind of like giving that one a hit.
We'll see here.
Third with 1 out for the pitcher, Micah Simpson.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's right at him. So I'm going to go E6. So hit it 1,000,000 miles per hour. It's going to be an E6. But excellent base running by Davidson. The throw came home. Even though it was cut, he never really stopped. He motors all the way to second. So second and third here with 1 out. Micah Simpson up. Micah had an RBI single in the first. 1 for 2 on the day. Yeah, I hate to give him an E on it. I mean, did his job, hit the ball as hard as you could ask somebody to hit it, but it's turf.
It's turf. Put that on a T-shirt.
Nice spot there, 82 on the inside corner. So Waterman's been about 82 to 84 tonight. I like the stuff. Again, I have no idea what he's looking for in a college opportunity, but got to be plenty of guys out there who want a lefty like that. Hits it hard in the ground. Ooh, nice little scoot there. Henson looked up, realized he didn't have a play, so it's going to be an RBI ground out for Micah Simpson. 4-3 on the play. Is that Pavone coming in to score? Yes, it is. So Pavone scored 2 runs in the pinch, or the courtesy run and roll this evening on stolen base.
2 out for the shortstop, number 2, Carson Wallace.
So game's moving along pretty quickly.
I wasn't going to mention it until later on, so
What's
hopefully
that?
you don't jinx it. The game moving on.
Oh,
How we talked coming down on the ride home about
well, I was joking.
hoping for a quick
Yeah.
game where
Well, I wasn't hoping for it. I was saying my wife, is concerned as wives are. I was like, how late do you think it's going to be tonight? I'm like, well, we're down in Cherryville. This could be a midnight game. But I said, well, here's your one hope. There's 2 really good lefties going tonight that are both state champions, so they could just motor through these lineups. And I know Waterman's given up the 5, but he has pitched fairly well this evening. Hasn't really given up the banger. I don't think there's been an extra base hit yet. I think it's all singles.
Rounders is
Asheville.
in shambles right now.
I know, poor Rounders. Got to give a shout out for an extra base hit here at some point. So off speed is in there, 2-1. Good 2-1 count there to keep Wallace off balance. I'm guessing a little bit.
One game you had a lot of mound visits. Another game you'll have a lot of extra base hits. Another game you'll have a lot of called strike threes.
Say one of your camera angles you just threw up there, really pretty sunset going on in the background. Say the sun's getting ready to dip behind the horizon here in about 15-20 minutes. What's our sponsor here behind home plate with this cow? Like Clover here? I was off the foot, I thought. Oh, they're going to let it play. Throws across. The throw is off the bag. Nice pick by Black, but he does have to come off. So it's going to be an E5 on the throw, so no RBI with 2 outs, but it does get the run in. Man, I thought that ball hit. It's like it shot out of the box kind of weird. Look at this replay real quick and tell me if it don't hit a toe or something on Wallace. It might not have. I'm going to watch the replay real quick. Maybe. Just hit the turf kind of weird. It looked like on initial contact it was going to shoot foul, but on the first bounce it shot back down the line into fair territory. What you checking out?
That cow thing.
Oh.
Trying to see what it says.
It was like Cloverfield or something. Or big hack there by Luke Nesbitt.
A lot of big sponsors. Feel like I'm at a minor league game.
Yep.
How does this compare to Grace Christian, in your opinion?
Grace Christian's field, or just the stadium?
Just the stadium atmosphere.
This definitely has more of a, like, I know it's turf, but I could see myself in like 1955 watching a game here. Grace Christian is beautiful, but it's definitely more modern. Steel, tech. Luke Nesbitt gets behind one, sends it into center field. Oh boy, let's say Carson Wallace never stopped and gets all the way to third base. Excellent job by Carson Wallace on the bases right there. He's a speedster. Single for Luke Nesbitt. 2 runs in. We should mention our Chad McMahon
I was thinking that too.
State Farm Insurance run. Again, Chad McMahon's here to help life go right, and a lot of things going right for Post 70 here in inning number 5. Thank you, Chad McMahon. Oh, we got ourselves another mound visit. We might have ourselves a pitch and change. This mound visit brought to you by Jackson Medical Associates. Again, reach out to discover how they can help be a resource for your family's health at every step of the way. Located in the heart of Silva, Jackson Medical Associates. Well, we are going to have a new pitcher. That's the evening for Jack Waterman. Thinking, again, these... I'd have to look at a game changer. I'm thinking every single one of these runs is an unearned run tonight for Waterman. It's just the E6 in this inning. The E5 on the throw allows that last run to score. Micah gets the RBI ground out, but it's still an unearned run. So Waterman tonight collects 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ks.
Get ready for a new pitcher. Don't get concessions handled. Close auxiliary bottom of the 6th inning.
Does walk 4, so the free passes are going to get you a little bit there. 6 total runs, but like I said, I'm not even 100% sure how many of those are earned. I want to say none of them. Maybe one. Waterman gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits on the evening. So not a bad inning, or not a bad evening. He goes 4 2/3. So 4 2/3, 6 runs, maybe all of them unearned. 5 hits on 4 walks, 5 strikeouts for Waterman. It was 82 to 84 in the bump. There's good stuff there. Defense, even his own defense today let him down a little bit. His own personal defense, I think, had 3 E1s. But good stuff. Hope the young man finds his next college spot. And coming into the game here,
Runners at first and third, 2 away.
I think our PA announcer probably announced it, but let's see, number 22, this is going to be Tyler Gates. Tyler, a 2028 grad from Lincolnton High School. So young lefty here, rising sophomore, taking the bump. He's going to face Reagan Smith with runners on the corners. It's Wallace at third and Luke Nesbitt at first. Reagan's going to take a ball low, scoots away for a second, but hits the umpire's foot, stays put. That allows Luke Nesbitt to head down to second base. I call that a pass ball. It's a pretty sunset out here behind us. Some Carolina colors throughout the sky. Say the Starlink been working pretty good tonight, it seems. Reagan Smith's going to lift one up into the gap. Mateel is called off by Dalton. Makes the catch. So Gates comes in and faces one, gets one out via the pop-up. Heading into we're heading to the top of the sixth.
Going to the bottom of the fifth.
Bottom of the fifth.
Post 70 leads.
So bottom of the fifth, we're going to see Landon Jenkins, Zane Williams, and Eli Black. Well, heading into the bottom of the fifth, this is the segment of the broadcast where we talk about our hero of the game. Our sponsor, Owen Joseph, along with Baseball University, wants to help celebrate a local veteran every broadcast that we do this season. So please reach out to Ryan at baseballu.org or call 828-458-1794 if you want to nominate a local veteran, living or past, for our Owen Joseph Hero of the Game. This week's hero of the game is Robert Walker. Robert was part of the U.S. Navy. He was a Master Chief Fire Control Technician, had 27 years of active duty, 3 years of Fleet Reserve, and was a participant in the Vietnam conflict and Desert Shield Desert Storm. I want to say Robert is the grandfather of former Post 70 player Devin Walker. I think that's right. And again, we have a lot of respect for our veterans. Big shout out to Robert Walker. Again, U.S. Navy, Master Chief. Served in Vietnam and Desert Storm. That's crazy. That's a gap.
That's 27 years, I guess.
Yeah. Well, again, I think our communities are as strong as our veteran leadership. Veterans in our area, please think about joining Post 70, or if you're in the Cherryville area, Post 100. We need more veterans to get involved. American Legion's been doing a lot of charitable work for 100 years now, at least through the baseball side of things. Again, if you're, I think the only requirements are if you had to have active duty at least one day and honorable discharge. So, again, thank you for supporting our Owen Joseph Hero of the Game. Again, Robert Walker. Well, new pitcher here.
The new pitcher for Post 70. Number 19.
It's going to be Aiden Sumner. Aiden, the Wake Tech Eagle. Just finished up his freshman year there. Got about 20-plus innings. Did a good job. Micah Simpson's final line is 4 innings pitched. Gives up only the 1 hit and no walks and 3 Ks. So, great night for Simpson. He's in line to be your winning pitcher if this lead stands. Aiden Sumner with the 1-0 delivery. There's a strike. And Landon Jenkins at the plate. Landon, a West Lincoln grad this year. He's getting ready to head off to Lenore Ryan. LR had a great year.
They made.
I think they made the College World Series and lost in the finals, right?
They made it deep because I kept on seeing posts about it throughout, and then probably got distracted by
life.
Division 1.
Oh, gets him the chase there. Goes up with the heat. Strike 3. Zane Williams up now. Zane 0 for 1. Zane, a graduate of Maiden this year. He's getting ready to play for Coach McDonald at Catawba Valley Community College. Zane was your DH his He's been hitting in the pitcher spot today, batting 7th. Sumner delivers, 84 outside. Again, happy that we were able to find all the sponsorships needed to run the broadcast. Enjoying going on the road a little bit the last couple weeks. Went down to Big League Camp to cover the Post 70 versus Gaston Braves game. Went down to Rutherford and McNair Field to cover that game on Wednesday, and here we are in Cherryville now. 3-0.
I like the vest jerseys that Post 100's got.
And again, they're just Cherryville, right? We looked into this. No mascot, just Cherryville.
Just Cherryville Post 100.
And again, they have been around since 1930. What's the emblem say again on the flyer? I don't know if you can see it on yours.
You can't even really see it on our score bug.
I can look on my Twitter account
I
here.
just have to open Canva real quick.
Oh, and a car alarm going off in the background.
1937.
1937. Well, a K and a walk here. Zane Williams on first. Eli Black with an 0-1 count. Trying to hit with car alarms going off. Not your car alarm, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any college coaches communicating with you during this broadcast?
Not today. I'll be honest. I sent out all the Twitter stuff today.
Well, it's a Saturday night,
I sent out a couple texts.
it's probably an off day for a lot of college coaches.
I
Go
know,
out with the fam.
So I know there's a couple of schools that showed up tonight to watch
Yes.
Micah, and probably some more of the talent that's out here this evening. Black with a defensive swing there on 1-2. Fouls it off. So they just put up a film on Eli a couple days ago on the YouTube. Went down to Crest on June 3rd, did a workout with Eli and a couple of his teammates with Coach McFarland there at Crest. So any high school or Legion or any teams really that has a college recruiting mindset, if you want to do private filmings, we love doing private filmings with teams. Strike 3 there. Nice mix by Sumner, 82 on the edge. So 2 Ks, sandwich a walk. Eli Webb, the number 9 hitter, coming up now. But Eli, really good exit velos, works very hard in the field, plays a pretty steady third, first, left, right field. Just a pure corner guy. A lot of pop in that bat. Nice little poke here. It's going to stay up. Line drive to center field, caught by JoJo Brown. So clean inning for Aiden Sumner. Looking good, pitchers. Heading into the top of the 6th, it's going to be number 9 hitter Hayes Hilliard, and then back to the top with JoJo Brown and Tay Trantham. Well, if you're listening, we've been talking a lot about the Patreon, so head over to patreon.com/BB University WNC. We encourage you to join. We're trying to get up some good behind-the-scenes content. It's hard to keep up, but it's really the idea of the crowdfunding really is what we need the help with. The more that we can find in sponsorships and crowdfunding, it goes to create opportunities for these baseball players out here in Western North Carolina. For example, this weekend we got a college coach coming into town. Coach Chubb from Geneva College is driving down from Western PA. He wants to watch some games. I know we've talked about Eli Black a little bit, so he'll probably be out here at Post 100 watching some games that weekend. I think we might go down to Atlanta, but that Sunday morning, or I think the day of the, was that the 27th, 28th, 29th? I think it's the 29th is the Sunday. But I think we're going to try to have an open workout over at West Henderson before the Legion game that Sunday. And that's just an example of, some of the things we can organize that's free of cost for players to come out and meet coach and work out with him a little bit. We're trying to think outside the box and create good opportunities, good recruiting opportunities for our Western North Carolina boys. So join the Patreon. It helps the broadcast and just helps us keep pumping out good content, good ideas to help better the recruiting opportunities for these boys without taking more out of your pocket when it comes to the showcase and stuff. So anyway, it's going to be the second inning of work here for Gates after retiring Reagan Smith to finish the fifth. There's a one batter faced 1/3 of an inning under the belt right now. Young man, I believe, is the son of the head coach at Lincolnton, Coach Gates. He's going to get a lot of opportunities on the Senior Legion team if he's already contributing as a 28 grad. Be good for his development, facing older players the next couple seasons. Mrs. Lowe here, and Hillier going to NC Wesleyan next year. Play for Coach Clifton and the Bishops. Any more updates on that Coastal Carolina LSU game? Line drive over the shortstop's head. Let's see if it splits the gaps. They're going to send him. Hillier on his horse. High throw, and that's going to allow Hillier to slide in safely. Oh, we got ourselves an extra base hit, too. That extra base hit is brought to you by Rounders Hat Company. Rounding the bases there with Rounders Hat Company is Hayes Hillier. Head over to roundershatcompany.com and check out the selection on the rounders that you can throw up in that snapback. Again, changing the snapback game one rounder at a time.
Now batting, Jordan Brown.
JoJo Brown up here in a 6-0 game. I was going to say, I was wondering if it might not be a bad time to put a bunt down and just get one more Chad McMahon insurance run across. But with a left-right matchup, and JoJo swinging the bat pretty good, Coach Decker's probably going to let him swing here. Oh, does a good job there. Initially lost his legs on the curveball, but is able to keep his hands back enough to flick the barrel down and smack a single into right field. Hillier moves up one base, so first and third situation now for Tay Trantham. Tay 0 for 2. Say it's crazy to think we had to wait till the 6th inning to see our first extra base hit with these two teams, but hats off to the pitchers too, keeping the ball in the park.
Pitchers and just sound defense and keeping it in front of you and not allowing a lot of throwing errors or fielding errors. Even if you did record a fielding error, the ball's still in the infield. It's around.
Look at how many errors they got recorded up there.
Well,
tonight.
That's because of the pickoff attempts.
Yep.
That's a little bit different.
5 errors on the night for Post 100. 1 error for Post 70. I'm trying to. Yep, it was the E6 back in the 2nd inning. Sigmund leading off. It was the throw, I think, was in the dirt. So, Trantham with a good chance to add to the lead here. So take a ball low, goes 3-0. I say go ahead and give him the green light, though. Trantham, fresh off state games, had some extra base hits down in Greensboro. Later in the game here, say one spot. Lefty, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that would have been it, too, if he was going to have a green light. That was the pitch. So, still in attack mode, though. 3-1 count. I love green light. When I was coaching that middle school team, I used to give green light all the time. Because you want him to swing, you know. Good take. Ball 4. Say Trantham waiting for the official call, not trying to show up the umpire. So base is loaded now for Evan Connor, one of the hottest hitters in this lineup. He's 1 for 2 this evening. Had the single, strikeout, and a walk. Connor sends one to left field. I think it's going to stay in the park. Ran down by Dalton. Everyone's tagging, but only Hillier is going to advance. It's a sac fly RBI for Connor. Comes through. And another big spot. So that's another Chad McMahon and State Farm Insurance run. Again, Chad McMahon here to make things go right, and things going very right here for Post 70. They won the first game of this series 8-1 back at the end of May. I think it was May 31st was that game. And here they are up 7-0. Caden Davidson takes a strike there on a spinner. So first and second with one out. Caden Davidson having a bit of a quiet night. Had the hard hit to short. It was marked as an E6, but even though it was probably 100 miles per hour off the bat, it did come around to score a run. But technically 0 for 3 on the evening. Big chance to seal the deal on this game with a big hit from Davidson. Ooh. I think he knew that pitch was coming too, but at 65, that's a floater. So out on that front foot. He's trying to meet it out in front with the barrel. Man, what I think if you're Gates here, you go back to that curveball, but try to take another mile per hour off of it. Went to the heat, down and in, low. See, I would have done one more curve. Probably trying to take a little more off, miss low, and then come back to that heat. We'll see here on a 2-2 pitch. Game of tag up behind us here by the youngins. Hopefully no one gets hurt. There's that curveball, but it's going to bounce away. And that's going to allow both runners to move up on the wild pitch. So 2 in scoring position here for Davidson. 3-2 count. He does have first base open. Doesn't have to give in to him here. So if you're Davidson, you might be playing a game of guess who. I say look fastball and adjust and hope that he keeps something up. Hard hit, foul. Shoots one about 2 feet, foul, left of the bag. Good job by Jordan Brown taking his secondaries in foul territory. For you youngsters at home, if a foul ball hits you, but you're in foul territory, no loss, dead ball. But God forbid you're staying on the line and it hits you, they're going to call you out. It's a good fight here by Davidson. And again, what you're hoping for here is you're looking fastball and hoping that if he's going to spin something, he's going to miss up and you can react. See what the pitch is here, 3-2. Keeps it up, and it is a miss, and it's ball 4. Bases will be loaded again. Good at bat by Caden Davidson there. Did not give in, did not chase. Fought off some tough pitches. Bases loaded again. Mike Simpson having a really good game. 4 innings, scoreless, gave up the 1 hit. Set to be named the winning pitcher here if this score holds. And 2 RBIs on the night, 1 for 3. And the RBI ground out in the 5th, RBI single in the 1st. See if he can come through here at the bases loaded and put a nail in the coffin. Takes a strike at the top of the zone here. Good pitch. So the young Gates has good stuff here. Just a matter of maturity. Getting seasoned with the innings, being a young man. Nice curveball there. That's a good mix. The umpires don't like that call. Or excuse me. The fans don't like that call of the umpire. Micah Simpson now in an 0-2 count. Just shorten up here. Just put that ball in play. And that's what he does. That's going to be a bounder. They're only going to be able to get the 1. So second RBI ground out in a row for Micah Simpson. Just fighting it off with 0-2.
Chad McMahon, State Farm Insurance Run.
That is a very Micah, what a line. 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs. So 2 ground out RBIs there. How's our cameras doing? Any power outages? Anything need to be hit? Okay. Carson Wallace takes a ball low here. Carson 0 for 2. Reached on a walk in the first. Reached on an E5 in the fifth. I'll say that was a really good sequence by Gates there on Simpson. But Simpson, like, if you're going to ground out, that's the place.
Number 19, Aiden Summers.
All good. All right, just making sure our mics are working here, so let us know in the chat if you can hear us okay. I was thinking we may have had a little difficulty there for a minute.
It's interesting.
Got to keep a better eye on that. I need to have like a little alarm go off like 3 or 4 times a game, like check your mics, just to make sure.
Need a little iPad or AirPod in my ear going with the stream. We need like a director here. Little ZZ Top come in, hot mic, hot speaker. How are the batteries on these?
Yes, we have. This is a pinch runner, so this is Aiden Sumner hitting for Luke Nesbitt. Sorry, folks, not Luke Nesbitt. Right? So I guess that's just when swing and pop up and stay in the middle of the field here. Rollins under, makes the catch.
Post 72 runs on 2 hits.
So again, Sumner came in to hit there. I guess it's when everything switched around there with the position changes. Sumner came in there, and Nesbitt must have been the one that came out. All right, well, heading into the bottom of the 6th. It's Hayes moved over to first. Hayes moved to left, when Michael went out to right.
Now, third base, Dave Trent.
Yeah, maybe they need to be charged.
It's about time for new mics.
Yeah. Should I put it into one of those chargers? Will it record while charging?
It will not, so.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. If we got to, we'll go just huddle up near the iPad. I'd say the game's been moving along quite nicely. It's 8:39, about to be 8:40, so 2 hours and 40.
Let's go full on iPad here, so
iPad.
it'll hear us if we talk a little bit louder than normal.
Rollins with a hard hit to shortstop, gobbled up by Wallace. Throws across to Caden Davidson. 1 out. So 6-3. Say Carson Wallace been gobbling up all them ground balls today. Did a great job at the shortstop position. Say Carson heading off to Cullowhee in the fall. It'll be a catamount. There's Preston Henson. Henson 0 for 2, hit one hard to right field his last time up. And a busy man at the cornerstone today as well, second base position. Good job by Sumner coming in and already working an inning and a third scoreless. Had a walk of Williams there in the 5th inning, but besides that, been clean, 2 Ks. Fly out and the ground out. Henson works at 2-0. Sumner. Fastball misses in, 82 on the gun. To lift. There's one in the zone for a strike. So 83 down the chute. What's the rest of the schedule look like this week? I know on Saturday Friday, we're going to be at home at Post 70 for a doubleheader. There's another shot to right field. Simpson in, makes a dive, and they're going to say he trapped it. So it's going to be a single. Preston Henson, 1 for 3 on the evening. But doubleheader Friday, home against Gastonia. Start at 5 p.m. Saturday, I don't think we're going to do this game, but it'll be Caldwell at Asheville. They're completing the June 10th game and then going right into the second game after that. And then Sunday at home versus Shelby, I believe. Yeah,
Big
Shelby.
one, battle of the top 2 in the standings.
So I think we'll be there for Friday and Sunday. Probably not going to be there for Saturday. Teal, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. A tough game for the Francis Marion commit.
Depending on the turnaround, maybe Saturday, but it's up to you.
I don't think I'm getting back in time. I think those games in Atlanta were going down to Scout starting like 3 and 4 o'clock. I don't think there'd be any humanly way possible to get back up in there.
Hey, 4 o'clock start.
I know, right?
I feel like you'd get an 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock a.m. start.
That's what I was hoping for. 2-1 count here. Runner on first, 1 out. And down here in beautiful Cherryville, small town. Coming to town, everything's like Cherryville, Cherryville Diner, Cherryville Air Conditioning, Cherryville Auto Parts Store. Gotta love that small town feel. A lot of pride in the small town vibe. Ball up there for a while. It eventually falls into the mid of Michael Simpson in right field. Holy moly, that ball was up for a minute. Say, Evan Mateel, if you could get a hang time like that with a football, you can make a living as a punter.
Number 20, first base, Tucker Sigmund.
Tucker Sigmund, part of that North Lincoln State Championship team in the 26 class. Sigmund 0 for 2, but did reach on an error in the second inning there. It's the only error that Asheville's made this evening. So misses low and outside there. So Sigmund, interesting setup, keeps his hands pretty low. Right down there by that belt loop before bringing him back up. Swing and a miss at the high heater there. 2-1. Yeah, Cherryville got the nice little scoreboard though. Kind of reminds me of you probably don't know, but like minor league baseball back in like the 90s, 2000s, that's essentially like as big as it got. So yes, it does feel
That's
like
what the
it does feel like a minor league park.
That's
field.
what the scoreboard looked. I don't know if they've updated at the Taurus Stadium and
Yeah.
McCormick Field, but you only had that little tiny video board.
Runner goes. Oh, nice piece of backside hitting there on the hit and run. So Henson's going to keep motoring. That throw is going to come all the way in, and he is going to be safe. So excellent piece of hitting. So scores from first base on the single. Was in motion. Sigmund went backside, and Henson just never stopped running. Comes all the way around the score and break that goose egg. Now we have a replica score of our May 31st final, 8-1.
Number 1, Talon Dalton.
Talon Dalton up now. Talon is part of E4 right there. Gets under Reagan Smith's glove. Rose going to go all the way to third, allows him Talon to go up on the backside to second. I was just getting ready to say Talon part of that Cherryville team, the 26th grade. So definitely an E4 on that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So E4, Sigmund all the way to third base. So definitely a good piece of hitting there by Sigmund.
Running to second, third, two
A little
away.
bit of luck
For
there.
the right fielder, number
Shoots
16,
under Reagan
Landon
Smith's glove.
Jenkins.
And now Landon Jenkins, our West Lincoln grad, heading to LR, Lenore Ryan. 0 for 2 on the evening. So Sumner throwing fairly well, giving up a little bit of hard contact this inning, but say 2 errors now on the evening for the Cardinals. Say this is a necessary rally to try to conjure up here by post 100. Running out of opportunities. So down to their final 4 outs. Trying to extend this inning as long as they can. They'd love to get those 2 extra ducks on the pond to score, make it an 8-3 game. Swing and foul back up into the parking lot, I believe, behind us. Say 3:20 down the line, so if somebody could hook one here, it can make it interesting. Ball out, nice snag by Connor. So 1-2 delivery coming here from Sumner. Timeout called by Jenkins. Landon Jenkins trying to find some space out there, get a base hit, and he does. He's going to shoot one up the middle. One in, Judge Brown picks it up, throws it in. No cut, all the way through to Connor. So 1 run in on the single by Jenkins.
And he can go down single, puts runners up the corner for 2 down.
So Sigmund
And Williams.
Dalton the third. So first and third situation here. Still 2 outs. That's going to bring Zane Williams back up again. Zane doing the DH in this evening. A maiden graduate heading off to Catawba Valley Community College. Strong, stout body. 0 for 1 today. Does have the walk. So 8-2 here. He had 8 hits, 8 runs for Asheville. 5 hits, 2 runs for post 100 Cherryville. Sumner hits the zone there. 1-1 count. I was watching the Oriole game the other night. Adley Rutschman hit a line drive into the Tampa Bay dugout. Did you see that replay? And hit the Tampa Bay player in the face. Had to get taken out on a stretcher. Reminded me of all those close calls in the dugouts we've seen with these Legion games. He just stroked the center. Brown's got a beat on it, though. Makes the catch. So it ends the inning with a good little rally there by Cherryville. Makes it 8-2 heading into the top of the 7th. So hopefully one more clean inning, and they can try to get a comeback going, but they're running out of opportunities. So 8-2 is what it stands at. Heading up to the plate for Post 70, the top of the 7th, it's going to be Reagan Smith, Hillier Hayes, and JoJo Brown. Well, want to thank, we're thanking ourselves. Okay, so a little shameless plug here. We're getting busy here on the phones. Been talking to a lot of college coaches the last couple weeks, and it's only going to get more intense as we head deeper in the summer. If you need help with your college recruiting process, especially in that 26 class, we have a few advising slots left in our recruiting advising program. Again, this is where we work with players all the way through the process, teach you all the ins and outs of the recruiting calendar, the recruiting game in general. Just make sure that you're looking in the right places and trying to help you connect with the right coaches that are your right fit schools. If you're in the 27 class, it's a great time to get started with us as well. So again, reach out, preferably looking for players that have worked with me a little bit, maybe through the films, have started a relationship already. Again, we try to do a lot of our recruiting with the help of the high school coaches and help you build your baseball circle in the community. Been having a lot of good luck. Feel very good about where our 26 class is right now, even in this tumultuous market. I think we have a very fair price as well. I don't think families need to go out and spend $35,000, $45,000, $10,000 on college recruiting advisors. I think our program is more of a mom and pop model that'll get you just as much success while also teaching you and prepping you for, like what Kyle Decker was talking about earlier, transition into an adult. So give us a holler if you got questions. So Reagan Smith coming up made a fielding boot there in the last event. So sometimes you'll see that in baseball, make an error, then you come back and get a big hit on the offensive side. Pick your teammates back up. See Reagan Smith do just that. You want to try these mics again? What do you think? All right. And Hunter's got to remind me to get back on Amazon, one of the tech websites, and buy some new mics with our sponsorship money. So again, we appreciate all our sponsors. We're still trying to make tech upgrades as we get through everything. Been a pretty good Legion season so far. We've had a couple of hiccups here and there at times, but I think for the most part, we're getting a little smoother at the setup and the takedown. I still think the big investment in the future is learning how to hardwire everything, essentially showing up in like a TV truck, a TV van or whatever, and hardwiring everything in.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Have like 5 employees.
Well, we'll see how that Patreon goes. That's Strike 3 looking. You know what that means, folks. That's a called Strike 3, brought to you by Burlette Painting. I'm painting the corners with Burlette. For all your residential, commercial power washing needs. And I bring Hayes Hillier up. Hayes quietly having a great game, 2 for 3, had a single and a double, 2 runs scored. Chopper here. This might be trouble. Oh, it's going to bounce foul, though, so we'll do it again. Strike 1. Good hustle. So Hayes Hillier doesn't really take plays off, I've noticed. He's 110% most of the time. I think Coach Clifton will appreciate that when he gets to Wesleyan. Should have mentioned, too, we do have a new pitcher, and this is Aaron Hebner. We saw Aaron at the end of the game back on May 31st, and he shoved. I think he struck out the side in that inning of work. So Hebner, son of Cherryville head coach, Coach Hebner. Say Aaron in that 26 graduation class. He's uncommitted, but he'll be a guy to keep an eye on for sure. Here's the pitch. Another foul ball. So 2-2, evened up. So a lot of different high schools represented in this game. Nice pitch there. Gets him looking. So back-to-back strikeouts looking. Another strike three call brought to you by Burlette Painting. We got Cherryville grads. We got North Lincoln grads. We got a Lincoln Charter grad. We got a couple Maiden grads, a couple Lincolnton grads, a couple West Lincoln grads, a couple East Rutherford grads, and West Lincoln, East Lincoln, a Crest, and I think that's everybody covered. So good baseball down here in these foothills, just west of Charlotte, east of the mountains. Say JoJo Brown, 1 for 4 on the evening, RBI and a run scored. Hebner delivers. This is low, not a bad spot. Say again, hope Colt Nelson's doing okay. Did we say we heard about him?
We need to ask Kyle or somebody.
So I'm hoping that maybe just got a little overheated, had to be removed from the game. I saw his mom on the way out. She just said they're getting out of there, but didn't have that mom panic face or nothing. Seemed like she had everything under control. So we hope Colt's doing fine. Again, he's a Wingate commit. He's a baller, part of that Tuscola team that made another good run this year. Pitch to JoJo Brown. Brown's going to put it up the middle, bounding through for a single. So 2 for 5 on the evening for Brown. Again, Brown heading to Anderson in the fall. I bring Trantham up. Tay is 0 for 2.
Number 7, Eli Shin.
Pinch hitter. It's going to be Eli Shin coming to the plate. Eli, the West Henderson grad and current Cleveland Yeti. So out of the 2-hole today, you had Colt going 0 for 1. Tay comes in the pinch run for him. Tay scores a run but goes 0 for 2 with a walk in his place. And now Eli hitting out of this spot. Say only the 1 extra base hit tonight by Hayes Hillier. Say 4 scoreless innings by Micah Simpson. Aiden Sumner works 2, runs into a little trouble. Henson. Oh, that ball's going to get under Henson's glove. E4.
Yeah.
So E4. So just not the best defensive evening for both these teams tonight. So after 2 straight strikeouts, a single and an E4, puts it up first to second. That's going to bring Evan Connor up. Evan working on another great game. 1 for 2 with a walk and a sac fly, RBI. Jackson Pavone has scored 2 runs, courtesy running for Evan this evening. So Hebner from the stretch. Again, nobody covering Brown at second. So he might be able to get a decent secondary here. I think he might be thinking about it too. So say no movement from Rollins or Henson in the middle. Flashing towards the bag. Henson a little bit of a creep this time. Ooh. Nice mix by Hebner. Throws the curveball in there, 0-2. So 0-2 count here to Connor. It's like Connor, the Gaston commit, strong catcher. Having a really good Legion season. Tough out takes his walks. Extra base threat. Got another Gaston commit in the on-deck circle to follow. Hebner delivers. Oh, swing and a miss. But first base is occupied. Doesn't have to. Oh, wait, with 2 outs. Yeah, never mind. He does. So strike 3 swinging. Forgot there was 2 outs. Hebner, again, strikes out the side. So last time we saw Hebner, he did the same thing. So faces 5. There's an error and a hit, but strikes out the 3. Heading into the bottom of the 7th. Down 8-2. Cherryville will send number 8 hitter Eli Black, followed by Eli Webb, and then back to the top of the lineup in Nate Rollins. So we'll see who they send back out. Is it going to be Aiden Sumner for a 3rd inning? It looks like it. Anyway, thank you again to all our sponsors. Make sure you stick around for the Collins Masonry post-game show. We'll be going over the box scores and just some of the details of the game in general. We'll be announcing our gritty pitcher of the game and our Poppy's popcorn player of the game as well. Some good candidates at the time. Micah Simpson with a great game. Starting, going 4 innings. Also 1 for 4 with 3 ribbies. Hayes Hillier with a good game. 2 for 4. The only extra base hit of the game. Micah, I think Micah Simpson, most likely, if we finish this out, is going to be our Poppy's handcrafted player of the game. Another good game for Evan Connor, 1 for 3. But the bats didn't blow up like they have in the past. Just kind of a sloppy game defensively for Cherryville, allowing Asheville to creep away, and just strong pitching overall. Say Landon Jenkins 1 for 3 with an RBI. Tucker Sigmund 1 for 3 with an RBI. Preston Henson 1 for 3 with a run scored. Nate Rollins 1 for 3. A lot of talent and up and down both of these lineups. So I know the playoffs are starting in a couple weeks. It's a good chance that these two might meet up again. I think Sunday's game is going to be a real big tell for the top of the standings as well when Shelby comes back for Game 2 versus Asheville. Shelby's post 82 has handed Asheville their only loss of the season and that 10-1 record. Oh, looks like we got ourselves a pinch hitter here. So Eli Black out and Carson Cloniger in. Cloniger heading to Caldwell next year. Going to be playing for Coach Deaton and the Cobras. Takes a strike. Nice dotted up on the edge there. Again, Sumner from Wake Tech, East Henderson grad. He's playing for Coach Russ down there in Raleigh. Got good bulk of innings this year for a freshman. Velos tonight look like they're up to 84. 0-2 delivery. Bounces one. Say Sumner might be facing Cloniger again next spring when they restart Region 10 play. Again, Region 10 is our JUCO division here in North Carolina. Also includes South Carolina and Virginia. So after get ahead 0-2, 2-2 now. Sumner climbs the ladder, gets him swinging. So Cloniger out on strikes. Eli Webb now to the plate. Eli part of that East Rutherford state championship team at the 2A. So 2 outs away here from another good statement win for Post 70. Coming all the way down the mountain tonight. Battle of the Villes. Asheville versus Cherryville. I know this is a rivalry that Coach Decker really enjoys. There's a ground ball. Picked up by Shin, thrown across. Nice little pick by Davidson. So 5-3 on the put out there. Say Shin into the game after pinch hitting for Trantham. Takes over at third for Tay. So 2 quick outs. That brings Nate Rollins to the plate. Again, Nate 1 for 3, the Bluefield State commit. Graduated from Lincoln Charter this year. Lincoln Charter and East Rutherford met up in those 2A playoffs. I want to say it was 4th round game. Just low. Nice little dot there. 84 on the edge. Just outside. Well, just outside again. 82 on the edge. So still holding some velo after working a 3rd inning here. So absolutely no breeze. The flags are dead in the air out there hanging off the poles. Still some pretty colors out there in left field foul territory. Maybe Hunter can show you real quick. So as the day settles down to an end, so does this game. This is low. So 4 straight. It's 9:06, and Nate Rollins takes a walk, so he'll finish his line on the evening most likely 1 for 3 with a walk and a single. Preston Henson coming up for a 4th time. He's 1 for 3 at the run scored. So 8-2 is where it stands. Again, final out. Down to their final out is post 100. So Evan Mateel on deck. Takes a strike, middle in. Again, strong game from Simpson. Starting tonight, going 4 innings. Gives up the 1 hit, 0 runs. Sumner working 3 innings in relief. There's a hard chop picked up by Shin and flipped across to Caden Davidson. Professional put out there by Shin. And that is your ball game, folks. Final score, 8-2. 8 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors in my book for post 70. 2 runs, 5 hits, 6 errors for post 100. I'm sure that's what Coach Reynolds will be addressing at the end of this game. Werderman pitched well. We'll get into the stats in a minute. But first, let's thank our post-game sponsor, Collins Masonry. Post-game show. It's been brought to you by them all season long. Another great evening behind the plate there for Evan Connor. And if you like that kind of block work, you're going to love the block work that Collins Masonry puts out. Specializing in block and stone, Collins Masonry is your local family-owned masonry contractor with more than 20 years of experience. Proudly located in Bryson City, but also proudly serving Buncombe, Haywood, Jackson, Macon, Swain, and Graham County. Well, like we said, folks, final score 8-2. Winning pitcher is Micah Simpson. Micah worked 4 innings, gave up 0 runs on 1 hit, 0 walks, and 3 Ks. He is not only our gritty pitcher of the game, sponsored by Nova Pitching, but he's going to be our Poppy's handcrafted player of the game. So let's first thank Nova Pitching. Again, thank Anthony Payne and Nova Pitching Performance, new school data, old school grit. For all you young pitching prospects out there, you got to go with Anthony Payne and learn all the do's and all the rights and all the correct workouts for a young pitcher. And again, the grittiest pitcher of the evening was Micah Simpson. We already read you his line. We'll get out there and give him a bag of popcorn because he also swung it on the offensive side. Not the prettiest line, but 1 for 4 with 3 ribbies. Go down the line real quick. JoJo Brown with another good game.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. JoJo is 2 for 5. He had a run scored and an RBI. Let's see. Evan Connor was 1 for 3 with a walk and a sac fly RBI. Looking through it, Caden Davidson 0 for 3 with a walk. Again, we told you about Colt leaving the game 0 for 1. Tay 0 for 2 with a walk. Eli Shin 0 for 1, reaching on an error. Again, Micah Simpson 1 for 4 with 3 ribbies, including 2 ground out RBIs. Carson Wallace was 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Luke Nesbitt was 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Aiden Sumner 0 for 1 pinch hitting for him. Reagan Smith was 1 for 4 in the evening with a run scored, and Hayes Hillier with a good game out of the 9 spot, 2 for 4 with a double and 2 runs. For Cherryville Post 100, Nate Rollins, 1 for 3 with a walk. Preston Henson was 1 for 4 with a run scored, 0 for 3 Evan Mateel. Tucker Sigmund was 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Talon Dalton, 0 for 3. Landon Jenkins, 1 for 3 with a ribby. Zane Williams, 0 for 2 with a walk. Eli Black, 0 for 2. Cloninger pinch hitting for him, strikes out 0 for 1. And then Eli Webb, 0 for 3 out of the 9 spot. Pitching-wise, I thought the Waterman kid pitched well. Committed 3 errors himself, which hurt him a little bit. I think his final line was 4 2/3, 6 runs, 0 earned. Again, I'd have to check the box score in the game changer to be official there, but threw well, was up to 84, I think, in the evening. Again, him and Micah Simpson, both uncommitted lefties that threw tonight, so if I'm a college coach, I'm all over that. We're going to go ahead and pause for a minute, get ready for our post-game interviews. So enjoy a little Balsam Range while y'all wait for the post-game interview.
Here's to the trains I missed, the loves I lost, the bridges I burned, the rivers I never crossed. Here's to the call I didn't hear, the signs I didn't heed, the roads I couldn't take, the map that I just wouldn't read. It's a big old world, but I found my way from the hell and the hurt that led me straight to this. Here's to the trains I missed. I've been a clown, I've been a fool, and I pushed on every chance. I searched far and wide to try to crawl out of God's hand. But there's stones I didn't throw, and hearts I didn't break, and the little hope I held on to with a silver shining thread of faith. It's a big old world, but I found my way from the hell and the hurt that led me straight to this. Here's to the trains I missed. Here's to the place I found, the love I know.
Good. Because we've done a few of these where it's the 2 humans at least down here looking like we're talking. Good job.
Appreciate it.
Excellent game. You're tonight's Poppy's Handcraft player of the game. So real people, real flavors, real love, and you were really dialed in again. 4 innings, 1 hit, 0 walks, 0 runs, showing that you don't have to strike everybody out, just dotting it up a little bit. So I know you're excited for this one. Cherryville's a good team, but where's your head tonight? Give us a quick synopsis of how it went for you.
Yeah, I mean, first full outing after being uncommitted. So I want to come out, show my stuff, and that's kind of what I do. I hit spots, not overpowering velo, just trying to keep them off balance, strikeouts when I need it, keeping the defense involved, working fast, that kind of thing.
It's a good point. Something I stress a lot is not going to harp over reload so much because you are a dog.
Honestly, it kind of motivates me, and I don't chase it. I think once I get to college, and if I need to get up to a number, I'll work hard and get there. But at this point, I can get it done with what I have.
I agree.
In the spring, I got to 85, 86. It's in there. Arm's kind of dead after a long season, but I don't think I need it. I think keeping guys off balance, having a mountain presence, working fast, being confident in my stuff. You can throw 92, but if you're not confident, it's not going to work. So that's kind of.
This one's still flashing a little bit, Hunter. The one that's not flashing. Oh, wait, nope, now it's not flashing again. That's wild. What's up, Hayes? Get over here and grab a mic. Is that fair to say your player just doesn't take?
Yeah, I mean, I go out there, just go out there and play.
Left field.
Self going a little bit.
Man, here, Hunter, why don't you do the readout and do it from the laptop because these things just keep flashing on and off, and I'm not sure. Like, they're green now, but I might just been too far away from it. Okay. But here's your readout if you want. Sorry, a little sloppy.
A little sloppy with the tech today, guys. We apologize for that. Well, that's it for this evening's rendition of Baseball University's American Legion Scout and Streaming Series. Thank you to our sponsors, to the Brim Refill Store, Owen Joseph, Collins Masonry, Ion Outdoors, BH Grading Landscapes Incorporated, Rounders Hat Company, Builder's First Source, Burlap Painting, Poppy Handcrafted Popcorn, Jackson Medical Associates, Nova Pitching Performance, Shin Building Company, Carolina Pack and Go, State Farm Chad McMahon, and of course Camwood Bats. Appreciate you guys for tuning in this evening. Baseball University of the Blues thanks you for tuning in to the American Legion Streaming Series presented by To the Brim Refill Store. From John L. Buck, Fraley Field, and Cherryville, North Carolina. This has been coverage of North Carolina Area 4 American Legion Baseball, where Cherryville Post 100 falls to Asheville Post 70 by a score of 8-2. For Ryan Cook, I'm Hunter Street saying have a good night.